this is how some people lived. You know what I mean? These are some of the best people in their specific areas, right? They did amazing things, you know, if it's to be believed. But even just the Bible as a notion, like for so many people, has changed their life. For so many people, it gives them hope. Understand this, okay? When you face down the barrel of a loaded gun, preparing to meet your death, no man does not pray. Like anyone that tells you that they won't, they're fucking full of shit. Because inherently we have these like we're constantly connected through our mind and through our like heart, right? So our heart gives off specific frequencies and our mind transfers on frequencies as well. So Joe Dispenza has been doing studies into this, and you know, if you watch his stuff on understanding consciousness, like you really start to pick up the pieces that we are constantly broadcasting like a mobile phone. So when your mobile phone is in cell service, it's pinging out to the nearest tower and the tower's pinging back to it. So that's how it works in life, is we're constantly sending signals out into the energetic frequency that is life, and it's constantly sending back. So there's this tether. And if you look inside and you just ask yourself if it's true, you'll get your answer. Like, that's it. You just ask yourself, like, because you are tethered to life, you are tethered to consciousness. Many people, great people in society, in history, you know, give off praise to their genius as these ideas just come to me. We're tethered to the overall consciousness that is God, that is the universe, that is life, that is everything. So anything you ever want to know, all you have to do is ask and listen. Quiet your feelings, settle your emotions, make peace with the aspects of you that you haven't lived up to your ideals in karma. Forgive yourself. That's the hardest thing to do. It's the easiest thing to do, but it's the hardest thing to admit you need to do. This is what I struggled with for so long, being able to forgive myself. And unfortunately, what I've learned in life is that it's pointless. Like, if I succeed, if I fail, at the end of the day, there's no one there giving me a medal or a ribbon. Like, if I'm happy, if I'm miserable, at the end of my life, no one's going to give me a medal. I am the only one that's going to give me a medal. So I should be the one who determines what I think, feel, and believe, but also I'm the one that holds the keys to the shackles of my mind that limit me. And it's a vulnerability to where you're willing to cry with yourself. That's where you need to get to be willing to receive the answers. Like you have to tear everything down and break yourself mentally before you can rebuild yourself consciously with conscious thought and intention, not just a mismatch of pieces put together by life, but actually who you want to be and how you want to be. So, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, if you're in a situation where You don't know how you're going to move forward. The weight of the world is on you. You feel like you're failing. You feel like you're about to succeed to the weights of the world and life and society. Like you have to feel that so immensely and then just accept it's happened and let go. And just accept that, you know, to succeed, I've already failed. To love, I've already lost. To be happy, I've already been miserable. Like, I don't get to that place without being in those places first. I have to be miserable before I can be happy. And it's not that you have to go through it in the sense that I don't have to live my life miserably in hopes of being happy, but no, but to truly be happy, I have to accept I'm already miserable and actually work towards my happiness. To succeed, I have to accept I've already failed and let go of the fear of failure and just work towards succeeding and just accept that, hey, I suck, I failed. It's okay. Like, nothing changed. It was all in my head. You know, to love, I have to accept that I've already lost that person, so I don't become overly emotionally attached. And I have to accept that at any moment, you know, that person could leave, and that's okay. Like, I'll never know love if I'm not okay with them leaving, because I'll always covet and fear that love. So, like, you gotta understand that, like, whatever you believe in life, whoever you believe in, whatever you think, all you have to do is close your eyes, start a dialogue. If you believe you're talking to the universe, talking to life, talking to the collective consciousness, talking to God, you are. If you believe you're talking to your ancestors or anyone who has ever lived, you are. If you believe you're talking to someone who is alive, you are. Through quantum entanglement, you are. Where focus goes, energy flows. Whoever you believe you're talking to in that conversation or that moment, you are. That's it. And it's just a choice if you believe it or not. For me, I'll take the story of Moses. We all think of ourselves as being Moses, following in our ideal of God's will, or, you know, the universe's will, or life's will. You know, we're just doing the best we can, getting by. But like me, many people, we are the slaves. Because if we do not see results, we start to question. If we do not see the food, if we do not see the money, we doubt it. Why? Because we don't truly believe. We don't have true faith. And you got to think, like, for Moses, like in the story, God tells him, go and tell the Pharaoh, let my people go. Now, if he walked up there and he was, you know, cowardly and insecure and doubting, and he was, oh, I don't know, well, he would have spoken like a bitch. He wouldn't have been, you know, persuasive. He wouldn't have been authoritative. You know, they would have just killed him then and there. They would have seen him as pathetic. But he had this inherent belief and faith because he felt a direct conversation with God, or his version of God. So what we understand is that when we say, I trust and believe that everything will work out for me, I have to walk as if it already has. I have to accept that any fears already are happening to me. They're going to happen. It's okay. But I have to walk with that faith and that trust and that confidence and that certainty. That certainty in, if I do the work, so I take the steps towards, whatever I believe is the life I was meant to have, that is destined for me, okay? I just have to be willing to say, I'm here, I'm walking, and if you see it to kill me along the way, I'm okay. To die for this is what makes me happy. So, because this is what gives our life purpose, having life meaning, and we all get to create it. And the easiest way to create it is to close your eyes and have a conversation with however you identify your God, your life, the universe to you. However you want to imagine it. You can imagine your God is a goat, and your God is a goat. Like, it's everything. Anything in existence is God. You can pray to yourself as God and talk to yourself, and you will get the exact same answers as if you pray and talk to a God up in the sky, as if you go to church, as if you're the most pious person. Understand this: in life, you can live whatever life you want. You just have to live right by you and by your, ideal values. Because the thing is, we can all be aggressive, angry, violent. We can all be miserable. We can all hate ourselves. Or we can all be happy. We can live our ideal. We can recreate ourselves whenever we want to, because no one sets the tone on who I am or who you are. You get to decide. And it doesn't matter what other people say. What do you say? What do you believe? Because if you understand what you believe, and you truly believe it, you get the power of it. So if you believe, when you close your eyes like I do, that you can talk to anyone, you get the power of that conversation. You can find out whatever you want. Because for me personally, if I close my eyes and talk to my ancestors, or talk to, all the dead soldiers, all the diggers that gave their lives in every war to ensure that I'm able to live free. Like, I feel powerful after that. I have power. So you got to understand, and this could be me shifting emotional states. This could be, you know, validation of connection. This could be them embodying me. Who knows? The point isn't to know. I don't need to understand exactly how each muscle moves my lungs to be able to breathe. If I did, I would be constantly thinking about breathing. That's the beauty about God, the universe, life, and everything. We don't have to understand anything to be able to utilize it. So you will get the same results as me, as if you believe as me, you know. But for me personally, belief is hard because self-doubt comes in because I don't feel confident. So I had a conversation and I asked God, the universe, life, my ancestors, how did Moses do it? How did Jesus do it? How did, David do it? Like, take David and Goliath, you know? Who knows the validity of it? It could have been a 7'4" dude, a beast and mountain of a man that he took down with that sling. Or it could have been a 6'4" dude. or it could be a giant as in the Bible. Who knows? But the thing is you got to understand David had a conversation with God and asked God for the strength to smite Goliath and walked out there and challenged him. How? How could you walk into certain death with your spine up straight, with your chest out, certain that you are divinely guided, that your hand, that the rock you sling will smack this foe and take him down? Like, how? And what I realized is it's a combination of belief and faith and letting go. He had a conversation with God. He got the answers he needed. He believed him. He had faith that his belief would hold true. And he let go to all fear, all doubt, all hesitation, and walked out there and smote Goliath. So to understand this is just a man like me, like you, like anyone. So we see the power of belief, faith, and letting go to any self-doubt. The only way he could walk out there as if he's going to be victorious is if he accepts he's already dead. Should he fail, his life is gone. And that's okay. Like, that's the key. Do you get it? Like Moses went, told the Pharaoh to free the slaves. The Pharaoh didn't. God unleashed the horrors on the Egyptians. Then Moses got the people and led them into the desert. No food, no water, no shelter, no map, no navigation tools, and just let them in there. Why? Why were they able to do that? And that's because they had no other choice. David had no other choice. He could live under Goliath's tyranny and accept a miserable life, or he could fight for his freedom. Moses didn't have a choice. His only choice was to walk away. But how can you walk away when God speaks to you? When you feel it, when you believe it to be true? So the thing is they didn't have another choice. It's only forward. It's only trust. And that's one of the keys to life is in anything you do, and what I realize is in anything I do, I have to believe, have faith that it's going to work. I have to trust that just moving forward is good enough. And if I keep moving forward, the path will be illuminated. Like what I need will come. And I have to accept if it doesn't, it's just not meant to come yet. And I've got to let go to any fear of, of loss, of death, of failure, I've got to accept that once I take the first step, like in for a penny, in for a pound, there's no going back. You know, once I take that first step down that road, like it's success or death. It's achievement or nothing. Like I'm going to keep going until achievement comes, regardless, with belief and faith. Even if I have to go through the most miserable tests, the most miserable times, I'm still going to believe and have faith because I know the conversation was true. I heard the words. And anyone can do this. All you have to do is listen. You have to understand that what connects us on the quantum realm, our consciousness, okay, what creates our consciousness is quantum microtubular. So you've got to understand that our consciousness is rooted in our subconscious, not our conscious mind, in our subconscious mind. That's where it is created. So any conversation we have won't have words. We have to do the talking and be led by the guided speech, and then listen for the emotions, listen for the feelings, listen for the intuition, the instincts, because that's how the universe or God talks to us, is through our subconscious mind, which is controlled by our emotions, you know, our subconscious behaviors and things like that. So mostly you'll feel it through emotional shifts. And hey, if all you feel is an emotional shift and God isn't real, that's okay. You've just shifted your emotions. Job done. You're in the emotional state you want. You have control of your mind. Do you see? It doesn't matter if it's real or not. It doesn't have to be. If you believe it to be real, it's real for you. If you don't believe it to be real, it's not real for you. Like, it doesn't mean that if you don't believe it's real, that someone else who believes it's real, like, it's not real for them. Like, what we got to understand is in life, this understanding and concept of reality is individually made up. We all make our own understanding of reality, be it from the colors we see, because we all don't see the exact same color of grass if we look at it. Because how could I ever describe the color that I see? Do you sort of understand? Like,